is there for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I am Al Ortega's biggest fan.
Oh!
For many, many years now.
Thank you.
Yes, you know that. We're dear friends from yonks ago. So it's a pleasure to hang out with you guys today. And by the way, I love your ears. I feel
What ears?
left
What you
out.
talking about?
What were you talking about?
What
Ears.
ears?
What you talking about?
I saw you guys and I was like, what have I got? What can I put up? What can I address, put on my head? And so what's been happening?
Well, you guys, and then Monkey just says now, love you, G.
Thank you, beautiful Monkey.
So,
yeah, it's been a since the lockdown and everything. We Al knows we do conventions back to back. You know.
Yeah.
Pretty much for the last 20 years, and we were actually in mid-air going to Northeast Comic Con, and we landed and they said, oh, by the way, the show's been cancelled. We're like, oh my gosh.
What?
That was like March the 12th, a year and a half ago. So we're like, oh my goodness. So from that point on, we're like, how can we reconnect with fans and keep this community alive? And especially in this weird, dark time, how can we connect and share the love with each other? So we created this Twitch channel, and this is where all the guys are tuning in from. They are the best. I literally probably wouldn't have made it through without them.
Aww.
It's just a beautiful community. We play games, we do watch parties, we have dance parties, we're creating a beautiful music video together. Like, it's just been such a blessing and such a weird and wonderful time. So big love to the Twitch tribe guys that are here. Thank you for staying up, Rach. We love you.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, how do you guys know each other?
Oh, from just the conventions, and she's like, oh, there's this guy again asking me for another picture. All right, fine.
Oh, no photos.
Yeah, exactly. just years of just covering conventions. It's like what I would do on lots of weekends, and I would even go to the Farscape conventions and stuff. When she was just a little thing.
I was just a teeny tiny alien.
Yes.
Oh, well, for those of you who are not familiar with Farscape, can you tell us about Farscape and what you did? What was your role?
Okay, so Farscape, my whole life growing up, I was obsessed with the Henson Company. Anything, the Dark Crystal, the Labyrinth, that is like, I love unicorns and fairies and creatures and critters. So when I graduated university, I started acting and did all that fun stuff. And one of my very first auditions was for Farscape. And I saw on the audition paper, the Henson logo, that Jim Henson logo. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get this. I know I can do this. So, and it was only meant to be one episode, and they liked the character so much, I got to stick around on the spaceship for like 5 years. So I'm like, yeah.
What?
And she's beautiful. Her name's Chiana. The makeup took 3.5 hours, 3.5 hours a day, 5 days a week, 16-hour days for over 5 years. And you can tell how powerful and how beautiful this show is, because 20 years down the road, it's still keeping all of us together. Like, we do all the Comic Cons, we have this beautiful Comic Con family. And only, in 2019, they actually announced that they want to do a new series with original cast members. And we did like a Comic Con. We did San Diego Comic Con together, Dragon Con together, and also WinterCon with Brian Henson, Rockney S. O'Bannon, most of the cast, the lead cast of Farscape as well. So, and they had cut together a beautiful trailer. It's back on Amazon Prime. So if you like it, watch it, share it, tag it with Farscape now. That's the big fan group. And we're closer than what we've ever been before. So I'm like, come on, let's go back to the uncharted territories.
Now, would you want to film it here or back down under?
Because the other one was back down under, right?
Yeah, they want to film it in Australia because it makes more sense for them to do it there. Pretty much also all the cast were Aussie other than Ben, the lead guy. So, yeah, down under, back we go.
Well, who are the other cast members, and what was it like seeing them and being back together after that much time?
The best, because you guys know when you work on productions together, there is a bond that is like no other, and we were literally together for so many years with such an intense shooting schedule. So we were like this like crazy close family. So it's like when you break up, from school and you're like, oh, we'll all hang out, and then sure enough, years go by. So it literally had been years and years since I'd seen some of the guys. So there was lots of beautiful, strong memories there. And my beautiful little girl, I've got this extraordinary daughter. Her first name's Sky, middle name Walker, because we're complete geeks in this household. So they all got to meet her as well. And I'm, we're out the front doing autographs and photo ops, and I'm like, where's Sky? And I was looking for her, and Jed had taken her backstage, and the other guys were there, and it was like Crichton, Erin, and Dargo singing Incy Wincy Spider to my daughter, and I was like goosebump material, like this is amazing. This is like, all the worlds colliding at once. So it was very special.
Oh, well, we have some more chat. Johnny Kong says, hi, Gigi.
Hi, Johnny.
And then Paul Rabogliati says, yes, more Farscape, please, exclamation point. And then William A. Williamson just started following. Thank you so much for following us. And you guys, we have Gigi because we are here live. So if you have any questions or comments or anything that you want to ask her, she is here for you right now. So you're originally from Australia, but are you in the States right now?
Yeah, so straight after Farscape, it's funny because actually the majority of my work is not sci-fi, but everything that I've done in the States is pretty much sci-fi. So I do the Comic Cons, and then I'm like, oh, do you want to hear about, the cops and robbers show, or the lawyers, or the doctors and nurses? And they're like, we want to hear about the aliens. I'm like, okay. We don't want to know about humans. But so straight after Farscape, I went on and did a series called Secret Life of Vars, which was like, the girl next door kind of thing. And then there was like a cop show called Stingers. And then I came over here and did some really interesting sci-fi movie of the weeks. We already know what those ones are like, lots of fun, but, typical movie of the week sci-fi stuff. And then I went back home for about 3 years and worked on a show called Rescue Special Ops, which was really cool because they got to train us with all stunts and throwing us off cliffs and throwing us down the side of buildings and blowing us up. And I'm like, this is great. I love
Typical
this.
stuff.
This is fantastic. So it's all part of the journey, really. And then came back over here and did the Jim Henson Creature Shop Challenge, which was awesome because I already had such a beautiful connection with the Henson Company. And then Brian and the Sci-Fi Channel said, do you want to come and host the Jim Henson Creature Shop Challenge? I was like, yes. So I came back for that. So I go wherever the work is. I call the earth my home. Like people are like, are you LA based? Are you Australia, based in Australia? And we will go wherever to tell an amazing story. Like even in the middle of lockdown, we got approached by a director and he said, oh, can you get your family to Australia? And I was like, yes, I can, because, we want to put you in this feature film. And he's like, how are you going to do that? It's like a pandemic. I'm like, I'll figure it out. So I scooped Jed and I scooped Sky up and we went through the hotel quarantine and we got there and we found a place to stay and stuff. And so in the middle of the craziness, we actually got to sneak back home for a second, sneak back to Australia and shoot this feature film, which was pretty amazing too. And that's called Everything in Between. And it's all about, mental health and mental, helping each other out in crazy times, which we all need right now, with a beautiful cast as well. And it's not sci-fi, sorry about that, but it's a really beautiful story. So the director got a scholarship from Sundance and he wants to enter it into Sundance. We're crossing all our bits and pieces for that. So yeah, that's all very exciting as well. All crossing all our ears.
Oh, that's awesome. And Monkey1723, thank you so much for following us here at Sway TV. Let's go back to, I just had a question regarding Farscape. You had said 5 days a week, 3 hours a day in makeup. Explain this. How in the world, one, do you do that? Do you just get used to it? And what type of prosthetic makeups did they put on you for Farscape?
Your poor skin.
I know. Like, how did you deal with that for 5 years?
So, where do I begin? She was such a beautiful look that I would like be like, no, I'm fine, you can leave it on. Like, it was for Chiana's look, there wasn't any prosthetics. It was all airbrushed. So, but it was still a very extensive look, obviously, for the amount of time that they spent on it. It's going to get a water. I'm like, still waking up. Like, oh, what time did you guys kick off this morning, by the way?
6.
Yeah, I got up at 3 this morning, but I'm kind of used to it. I get up at 3 a.m. 5 days a week. So, and you're having to get up too.
Yeah, I did.
What time do you go to bed?
Well, last night I went to bed about 7. So people, once at 7 o'clock hits, I'm off the radar.
Like that's it.
That's
I'm done.
it. I'm not around anymore.
That was like the Farscape hours. Well, no, Farscape, I would get up at 3 a.m. every morning because they would pick me up at like 3:30. So we'd be ready to go, ready to act and all prepared and everything by the time the rest of the cast arrived. So I just loved it, and I would do it again in a heartbeat, and hopefully will.
So was it, what did you do like with your skin? Because you said it was airbrushed. And so did you do anything special? For you thinking 5 years, that's got to be pretty intensive.
No.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm lucky. I was young. I was like 22. So I think I had age on my side as well. But it's obviously not natural to wear that amount of makeup for that extensive period. But touch wood, so far I've survived.
And there's our show, you guys. So you're saying that, was this actually, because you were so young, this is one of the first auditions that you just nailed it right off the bat. You ended up working for 5 years?
Yeah. So it's such a weird profession. We all know in the entertainment industry, you could get a job and it could last for 10 years or last for 2 hours. You don't know. And it can stop and start at any point. So like the example with the Henson Creature Shop Challenge, I came over to host that, and they said, I said, are you definitely going to go for season 2? They said, absolutely. I'm like, because I'm going to move my dog, my cats. Like, once you move the animals, you know, you're in deep. Yes, absolutely. So I moved all the creatures back to LA from Australia, and we waited for a year. And then they said, oh, by the way, we're not picking up that show. I'm like, what? So it's a crazy industry. So thankfully, this is a very interesting story. I was at Dragon Con, and Dragon Con is my all-time favorite Comic Con out of all of the mob, all-time favorite convention. And I was sitting there at my table and, you know, literally going, what am I going to do? Like, have moved my whole life away from my family again, you know, and a beautiful couple came up and they said, oh, we have a script that we'd like you to be involved with. And I was like, okay, cool. And they're like, you know, we don't have to read it. We understand, we're fans. I'm like, no, I'd love to read it. So I read it. It was called #. It was all about the double-edged, you know, sword of social media, how it's amazing because we can connect with each other, but super crazy and dangerous at the same time. And this is kind of before, you know, this is like about 5 years ago, before, you know, we all got sort of sucked into social media. It feels like it's ramped up like crazy the last few years, right? So I said, yes, I'd love to do it. How do we do it? And they said, oh, it's a crowdfunding project. I'm like, what's that? And they said, oh, well, we asked fans and friends and family if they would like to tell this story. And I was like, oh, no, I don't do that, guys. I've just worked for professional companies. I've never done really fan-driven stuff just because I'm not against it, but I haven't been in that territory yet. And they said, we don't know how else to do it. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, I just feel like I don't want to, you know, the fans are why I'm here right now. The people that have supported me, I will tell you, like, people have to, you know, run away from my table because I'm like, no, one more story. Let me tell you about this. You know, they're like, okay, we have other people to see here. And so I didn't want to be like, oh, and now, you know, can you help me out with this? So I was at a signing and we had some brochures and they're at the back of the table. And it was Kickstarter for #. And people would come up and buy a photo and an autograph, and they're like, what's that? And I'll be like, oh, it's just this little project. And they're like, oh, is that a Kickstarter? I'm like, yeah, it's this film. It's a really beautiful script. And I realized from the excitement of the people coming up that is, you know, people do. It's like, this is an opportunity for people that, you know, want to support you and want to get into the industry and want to, you know, tell these stories for us all to work together. And they're just as appreciative that, you know, we've joined forces. And I was like, oh, I get it now. So yeah, that was a few years back. It's a beautiful film. It's gone around the festival circuit. It's received amazing awards and everything as well. And so we put it at the goal was 40,000, and we reached 44. And then of course you get rewards and you get perks and everything if you come on board, etc., etc. So that was a few years back, and it was really great. And the producer and director are working on turning it into like an anthology series, which would be amazing. So that was my first taste of crowdfunding with hashtag. And so since then, I've worked on Feud with Susan Sarandon and some really big, beautiful projects and stuff as well. But I love making my own productions with friends and fans and family. So we did Closer, which Al came onto the set of and took beautiful photos. And that was to like one of my original songs, which is awesome. And then halfway through lockdown, because I was just so lost and bereft, like we all were, I'm like, okay, put all your nonsense aside, and how can you help your family, yourself, and the people around you? And I'm like, what I know best is telling beautiful stories. So that's when we did the music video for Kisses, and it's on my website if people want to check it out. It was like all about finding love and light in the darkest of places, which was where I think I personally was through this whole weird pandemic. So I was like, okay, just put all that. You can't do anything about that. So how can you help? So it's a really beautiful little tale. The girl falls into like a dark abyss, and then slowly as the song goes on, she transforms into completely being painted from head to toe in UV, iridescent light and everything. And so it's very, very cool. I'm getting goosebumps again, and it was very special. And so we shot it like from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning. It was freezing cold, and we're trying to be all like, majestic and, goddessy and all this. And it's like, but it was really, really beautiful. And we got such a great response from that. I was like, you know what? I've got like 4 or 5 other beautiful original songs up my sleeve. Let's keep trickling out these beautiful music videos. So that's what leads us to Dragon. And Dragon is our latest production that we're working on at the moment. And we're in pre-production. We recorded the song with the Hager brothers, Josh and Paul Hager. And Josh is actually part of Devo, the band.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Paul is like sound engineer to the stars, Miley Cyrus, the Goo Goo Dolls, Pink, like on and on the list goes. And their dad is actually a Farscape fan, and he's like, oh, you should record a song with my boys. And I was like, Howard, that sounds amazing, but I'm sure they've got, they're busy with Miley and stuff. And he's like, oh, they'd love to. So we recorded Dragon in My Soul, and we're going to film it downtown on the 23rd of July. And when we went to look at the studio space, they said, oh, can you, they told us the price, and we're like, oh, we're going to need some help here. So I took it back to beautiful Monkey, actually, who's tuned in today, helped me do the Indiegogo. And I'm like, Monks, we're going to have to, put the energy out there for a little bit of a help with our tribe. And so we developed the Indiegogo. We reached our first goal within 14 days to go, which is 15 grand. So we're in a really fantastic place. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who's come on board and helped and supported us so far. The cool thing about this is I've been aerial training ridiculously. I don't even know why. I'm like, yes, I must hang from the sky on silks upside down. Why not? And then 2 classes in, I was like, why am I doing this? This is really hard.
For the fans. You're doing it for the fans.
Right. And speaking of the fans, you've got so much chat. So let me read this to you. Chiana's makeup was fantastic, except for cat eyes in PK Wars. I don't know what that means, you guys. Monkey says...
Peacekeeper.
Okay. Monkey says, I totally agree with that. And then regarding your music, Kisses sounds really sentimental. And then Paul says, Kisses is a beautiful music video. And then Monkey says, Kisses is amazing. Brian says, agreed. It is really awesome. And then everybody knows each other. And then Lived Man is in as well. And Caitlin Beckerich is in as well. Since you've got so many fans in here, this is your whole tribe. Let's go back to what you were talking about Dragon Con. You said the Dragon Con is your favorite con. We love the cons. One, why is it your favorite con? And what is it like meeting your fans, meeting all these people that are in the chat? Is that why you go to the con? Is that why it is the most important thing to you?
It's huge. It is, Al, we are a big, and it rocks my soul. I was devastated when we couldn't all connect, like literally, like we are like there's not many things in today, like in the now, in today's moment, where you get to connect with people. Everything's so removed, and the Comic-Con world is a huge, beautiful family. Oh my God, keep together. And so Dragon Con to me is like I've almost done it every single year since Farscape. They've been so welcoming and so warm and so beautiful. And like I love Farscape so much, but I don't want to be 80 sitting at a table signing a headshot of Chi. And if I am, I want to have a whole nother array of beautiful things that I've given to you guys from my heart and soul. And Dragon Con, as have many of the other Comic Cons, have allowed me to flourish in this beautiful universe as well, because I do the singing as well. I'll be like, oh, do you reckon I could host your costume competition? Oh, do you reckon I could wear this outfit from, this crazy cosplay designer? Oh, do you reckon I could get up with the flux capacitors, or at Stanley's 95th birthday and perform for him? And like, it's just a beautiful community that we all exist in together. And Dragon Con, everyone dresses up. It goes for like 5 days. There are panels that go around the clock. It's super special as well, because the last couple of times my brother and I did this musical tour called the Wonderland Tour. Again, it was all for the fans. It was all for getting people together, because this world is going so fast into who knows where. And we're like, look, sometimes it's important to put the phone down and to put to reconnect as a community again. So like with the Wonderland Tour, literally jumped online, went, hey guys, do you want to see us in your backyard, in your lounge room, at your Comic-Con, in your nightclub, at a music venue near you? If you do, let us know and we will make it happen. So for almost 2.5 years, my brother, who's 10 years my junior, and I traveled around to all these amazing places doing these really super beautiful, intimate, cool concerts for the fans, with the fans. We had people coming up that would jam with us. We had people coming up that would, do some dance routines, that would read poetry. Like, we're like, if you have a passion, you want to share it, come up on stage. Like, it was all about bringing us back together again. And the grand finale for these, both of these individual tours that took place over, 2.5 or so years, was at Dragon Con both times as well. Again, they welcomed Jake and I back, and we did the grand finale there twice. So then we had the year off, and now we're coming back, and the whole, the perfect timing is that the music video Dragon in My Soul, we're going to be doing the premiere at Dragon Con. So it's always been a very special, a lot of heart energy, a family vibe, and I am honored to celebrate such momentous occasions with these guys. Also, a lot of the guys that we've met on the Twitch tribe who are here today, thank you guys, love you, and have supported, we've all been together through this time. A meeting for the first time at Dragon Con. People who have jumped on board as producers at the Indiegogo are coming up on stage with me to do a panel, and we're going to have the official premiere there. We've got these crazy animatronic wings that I just drove down to San Diego yesterday to do a fitting for, with 3 crazy big wolf dogs. And I'm like, are they going to kill me, or why are they howling? They're like, because you're in the pack. I'm like, okay, because I can't move with the wings on. And they literally, like, they come out this big, and the guys are like, can we come to Dragon Con and can you wear them at Dragon Con? I'm like, yes. So epic. I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
It's so funny that you just mentioned this because Monkey1723 says, hey, it's all good, LOL. We got to meet. It's been an amazing, glad we got to meet. It's been an amazing journey, smiley face. The whole tribe has helped me so much, exclamation point. Can't wait to experience Dragon Con. What is it like when you guys have all been in Twitch for all this time getting to know each other, and when you finally meet, like he got to meet you, when you guys see each other like at Dragon Con, is it like meeting a family member? Is it like, what 100%. Is that momentous time when you actually guys get to see face to face?
So through the pandemic, I still did 2 conventions in Iowa, and like we were like, because I will not let this community down. I understand that yes, we need to be careful and be precautious and whatever else, but I also understand that if we don't get back to work soon, there won't be an economy or anything to get back to. So I feel like I'm able-bodied and I'm willing. I want to try and keep, things alive. So I went to 2 different Comic Cons in Iowa, and there was barely anyone there, but it was good to just connect with people that felt safe enough to go out and about, and beautiful Monkey and Ginger, 2 beautiful girls from Iowa, come up, and I couldn't get my Square reader working. And I was like, oh, this silly thing, and they're like, we both work for a tech company. We can be your geek squad. I'm like, oh, my own personal geek squad? This is my dream. Yes. So they helped me with my Square. Ever since that point, we literally pretty much, they helped me create Twitch together. The Twitch tribe have been so amazing. I am so bad with computers. When I started Twitch, I started on my Mac, and then I started on a borrowed computer. The girls got the tribe together and they said, her computer keeps crashing. We need to sort this out for her. The tribe got together and bought a brand new computer, a brand new microphone, a brand new Focusrite, a brand new whatever. And then they met me in Minnesota for Anime Minneapolis. And with all the treats, I'm like, my mind is blown. Like, I am so, so grateful for the love and the support. And I'm like, guys, I don't even know how to put it into words. Like,
Gigi, it is amazing because I didn't even realize this too. They are saying, Paul is saying, and I didn't know you do this, we get to meet Gigi in weekly Zooms as well. So you do that with your fans. Tell us about these Zoom meetings that you guys do and how many people engage in the Zooms.
So we also do, twice a week usually it's on Tuesdays and on Fridays. After the Twitch session, we'll go into a Zoom session, which is an hour. And Twitch is fun because we all get to connect over the chat room, but I don't get to see people's faces and I miss human beings, So they've been, after the Twitch session, we'll hang out for an hour or so, and I get to actually connect with people and see real people out there. So it's very, very cool. On Tuesday, my brother comes in. He chimes in from Australia, Jake, who is the brother that I did the Wonderland show with. And people just the tribe love this because Jake, like any little brother, I can't have my game face on. I'm just like the big sister, he's like, oh geez, you're such an idiot, like this and that. They just love it because I can't be like, oh, I'm an actress and I'm professional. I'm just like, so it truly is family. And sometimes we get to drag Jake in on the Zoom as well. So it's very special, and it's helped me, to connect. It's helped me exist. It's helped me feed my beautiful baby. So I'm so appreciative.
Oh, that is amazing. Now, Monkey says, Geek Squad girls, exclamation point, smiley face. And then Caitlin says, Zoom is fun. I wish I could do more. Is that you, Caitlin, or you guys wish the whole Zoom would be more? And then Monkey actually brought up a good point. All the crazy shenanigans in Zoom. And then Live Man, this is the question that I was going to ask. What happens in Zoom stays in Zoom? What in the world, you guys?
What's going on?
What is in Zoom? I was going to ask that question. How is it different than Twitch?
Well, you'll have to come and find out.
Shenanigans.
Oh, no, because, okay, Brian R. Meyer says, word.
Dude.
And then Rachel Hawks says, I wonder what this is. She goes, shenanigaries, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. You guys, if you're in the chat, what happens in, what are you guys talking there? I mean, is it more just talking about your life, their lives, situations, what people are dealing with? Is it talking about Farscape, your career, your music? What do you guys talk about in there?
Everything. Like we friends around and stuff that we can connect to. A lot of people haven't even been out of the house for 2 years. You know what I mean? They're living in a studio apartment by themselves, getting their groceries delivered. People have said the Twitch moments, the Twitch schedule have given them a point in the day that makes the next day come. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I got that too. Like, days started to blur together. I couldn't, so it was nice to have something to get up, put a face on, connect with people, and something to look forward to, something, a way that we can reach out to each other. So all sorts of things get brought up in Zoom. I can't say. It's very, I
don't know.
Come and you'll see.
A shrubbery.
That brings up a good point. And you guys, I want to ask you in the chat too, and I'm asking Gigi right now too, but you guys leave your comments. Is it important in these times that you guys have had this regularity and a consistency of the Zoom? Because I'm looking right now, I want to tell you more about the chat, Gigi. Paul said, and he puts in big letters, we talk about everything in Zoom. And then Brian says, yes, all of that. Monkey goes, shrubberies. And Paul says, you would be surprised about what gets talked in Zoom. They are very special. And then Monkey says, they're very serious. And they say therapy sessions, laughs, we talk about everything, and we feel safe, and we are not judged. And then Rachel said, and big exclamation points. Oh, it almost like touches my heart right now. I'm getting emotional. She says, it's so important. So you guys that are out there, tell us about the regularity, about how important this is. And Gigi, I got to get some water. You tell me how important this has been for everybody in your life to have this regularity during this time.
It's huge. It's huge. And also, it's hard to know what's going on out there. There's so many different agendas, and there's so much nonsense, and there's so much fear, and there's so much negativity on social media, and people attacking each other. Like, this is not a time that we should be doing that. This is, like Al did, love above all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love
tell us about
above
that.
all.
Tell us about that.
I'm so exactly, this side, that side, he did it, she did it, are you vaccinated, aren't you vaccinated? You know what? Love above all. This is a time that none of us have been through. Just look after each other. I might not necessarily understand your point of view nor agree with it, but that's okay. That's okay, because we don't know. We don't know this. There's so many weird things going on out there. So all I know, like Al says, is love above all. That's the common theme. One of our main sayings always in the tribe is big love, no matter what. That's fine. And people do come, and it's so good because, it's hard to watch the news. Everything's so biased one way or another. And I don't believe in anything other than good should win over evil, So no matter what that means, we got to be together, because a united people is best. So it's big. It's big. Remember, like, we'd meet at barbecues or at hangouts, and we'd be like, oh, I saw this on the news. What do you think? And you just chat back and forward, or you'd have a little friendly debate, and that's fine. But it feels like we're now so removed, and we sit behind our computers, and we've got the protective screen and whatever else, and it's like people are really going at each other. That's not helping anyone. So let's look after each other, guys. Let's look after each other. It's okay. We're all in this together. I was so appreciative when Al came and said, I'm doing this campaign, and this is what it's all about. I was like, yes. Exactly. So it's always going to be about the love, no matter what.
Well, you actually brought up a good point too. So when you guys are all in your Zoom together, is it that you always promote positivity, good vibes, and there's no judgment? Is that what? Because that's what I'm seeing here. Let me read a lot. Let me read a lot more, because you were talking about that. They were saying. It is so important. It gives me, Monkey said, it gives me something to look forward to every day. Brian says it helps us not feel alone in whatever we're going through when we feel like we are all being isolated. Monkey says, dream the life. Live the dream. Rachel says, it's so nice to meet people that celebrate with you, no matter how weird they think you are. There's no judgment, and a lot of times we discover people think and feel similarly. Monkey says, Rach, we're all the same, weird, and it helps us connect because we know what it's like to be lonely, and finally finding a tribe is amazing. Caitlin says, crazy times, plus the loss of a friend. The tribe let me get all of this out of my head a bit. I am so grateful. And Rachel says, right, me too. But I didn't know that, until I found you guys and Gigi.
See, you created a whole community of
That is
people
amazing to me.
all, you guys were all in the same, all in together. And so you saved some lives. You really did some amazing things.
They have, I tell them, I'm like, dudes, I wouldn't probably be here unless it was for you guys. Like this whole craziness, not only the pandemic, but there have been so many other challenges that have arisen in my life over the last year and a half. I would have never expected. My heart felt like it had been broken a million times. And I literally was in such a state. I was like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, just focus on what makes you feel normal again. Focus on how you can help other people. Focus on how do you rediscover the love for yourself and the love for life and the love for your tribe, your community. And I'm telling you now, like there were days where I would literally, and they've even seen me, I've broken down several times, just like when my family members come on and they're so far away, like the point where there was a point where they're like, okay, we're stopping all international flights. What? Like, I'm like, are you telling me right now that I'm never going to see my family again in Australia? I have 7 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
What do you, like, it was so big that if I looked at the news and if I looked at social media and if I looked at everything online, I would literally have an intense panic attack. So I would just be like, just look, focus on the tribe. What can we do? Let's play a game. Let's get an amazing guest on. And another cool thing is that I knew through the lockdown is that all these amazing actors were also locked down. So I'd send them an email, be like, hey, do you want to have a chat on this Twitch show that I just made? And I know you're there, pick up. So we got like a beautiful Karen Ashley from the Power Rangers. We've got most of the cast of Farscape. Rockney S. O'Bannon came on as well. All the interviews and everything are saved onto the dashboard, and we also uploaded it onto YouTube as well. Like I wanted to create a community. I was like, remember that you are strong and you are unique and you are love. And sometimes you can forget all that with the craziness going on, and you look at your achievements in life and you go, I know that I can help people with these cool connections that I have and cool friendships that I've made. Like beautiful Rod Roddenberry, who's Eugene Roddenberry's son, the creator of Star Trek, is a very dear friend. And I thought half these actors and celebs would be like, sheesh, shush, go away, you've only got such and such follow, it was a new thing. And every single one was like, oh, we'd love to. When do you want us to do it? That sounds great. And now Rod Roddenberry has come on as a producer with Dragon in My Soul as well. Like it's just this beautiful new beginnings on a different level, in a different universe almost. It feels like we're in an alternate reality after the life that we lived 2 years ago, So any way that I could find a way to help give back to the tribe, but I've said it a million times and they've seen me fall into it in a heap several times, just because there's no judgment. Sky comes in, I have to make sure she's wearing clothes. The dog comes in, the cat comes in, the dog does the poo, the someone farts. It's real. There's no nonsense. Like this is a very down to earth, this is who we are kind of tribe. And if people are not, if you want to say whatever you want to say, it's fine, because that's what life's about. And maybe it might show someone a different perspective that needs a different perspective at that moment, Well, who cares? Let's just connect together and be a community again.
We have a lot more chat. Rosalinda says, welcome, Gigi. and that she likes our funny hats.
Rosalinda, we're wearing these just for you, Rosalinda.
Rosa's wearing them just for you, actually. And then Paul says, Zoom is also very light and happy. There have been really some funny times in Zoom. And then Paul said to Liv Man, you're so sweet about it. And Monkey says to you, Gigi, you are amazing, babe. Don't forget it. You are loved, and you give everybody so much light. And then Rosalind is like, yay, it's Happy Friday.
Friday.
And then Rachel says, it's exactly what we need, Gigi. And you have no idea how grateful we are that you had brought us all together, or brought it all together. This is just amazing, amazing chat. I really can't say that we've had chat like this before.
No, it's really come together. It's like, wow.
It's really, really come together. You were talking about creating all your new projects and upcoming things for your fans. Do your fans actually engage in chat on Twitch or in Zoom and say, hey, Gigi, we would love to see you create this? Or we were like, and do you listen to your fans in regards to what you're making?
So they inspire you.
Yeah.
Yes. We literally, like, so I said to everyone, I was like, guys, I know you guys have helped me so much, so I don't want you to think that I'm, you know, I don't want you to think I've got any bad intentions. You need to know from my heart and soul that I want to keep making beautiful stories. But this new production, I did Kisses all by myself, all on my own dime and everything, and that came together beautifully. But I'm like, Dragon is huge, like it's huge, and I want to when I do these productions, I don't want to just be a, you know, rock star singing to camera. I want people to know that I've trained my bum off, you know, that for almost 5 months now, I've been taking the aerial classes 3 days a week, and it is ripping me in half, but I'm loving it. But I'm also like, oh my goodness, you know. But I want people to know that there's proper, it's not just, you know, it's a proper journey. And so when I spoke to them about, look, you know, would you guys be keen if we approach the idea of an Indiegogo? And everyone's like, yeah, let's do it. So Monkey and I went right back to the tribe and went, what do you guys want? Because we want to make sure that you guys get what you want. And they're like, okay, well, we want bomber jackets, we want shirts, we want stickers, we want magnets, we want a VIP set visit, we want, you know, behind the scenes secret footage, whatever perk that is suggested, whatever has pretty much been put up there, like within an hour, because we want to make sure everyone's getting exactly what they need from the journey. We've got and like so yesterday when I drove to do the fittings for the wings, my cheeks were so sore by the time I arrived there. Like it's Andy Holt, our, you know, Hawkman from and Nathan Seekerman, who we again are like family to us, you know.
Yeah,
and I
Nathan,
was like,
good Nathan.
Yes, and so we said, like, I was trying to figure out after all the aerial stuff and everything. I'm trying not to give away all the secrets because, you know, you want to see the music video and be like, wow. But it's very hard for me because I keep meeting all these people and they're making such amazing creations. I'm like, I got to show you guys how cool this is. So I get to Andy's house. Yeah, there's these 3 giant dogs called Freedom, Independence, and what's that? I can't remember the last puppy's name. Beautiful, right? And they, like I said before, like huge wolf German Shepherd dogs like this, and they're howling at me. I was like, are we cool? Like, I'm pretty good with animals. And Nathan's like, stroke the dog on the side. Now you're one with the pack. I'm like, okay, this is very spiritual. This got very spiritual. But this is like the cool journeys that I've been on with this music video. And Andy's walking me through his house. It's like a sci-fi museum. I'm so appreciative to be there. And they're also such big fans of Farscape too. So there's just a really beautiful, you know, I'm like fanning out on them. They're like enjoying that we're all here together. Like, it was really, they've got tortoises, they've got turtles, they've got
tortoises.
They've got the whole like menagerie. And I was like, I've got to bring my daughter back because she would just go nuts. This is better than the zoo and the sci-fi museum to boot. So I was like, don't show people. You have to have some secrets. By the time I got back, I'm like, post. These wings on it. So
I saw it on Instagram. Instagram. It's funny. The dog made in the Instagram. Yes. You don't say one word, and the dog says the seal of approval. He just goes woof, and then the wings go up. And I was like, how subtle. You let the wings speak for themselves. You didn't say one word.
Right. And so this is, so again, I'm so lucky. I've worked for Sci-Fi Channel, I've worked for the Henson, I've worked for Channel 9, I've worked for all the top television shows in this, top television networks in Australia. And I'm so grateful. But there came a point where I was like, I want to tell what's in here. Because quite often too, you'll turn on the TV and there's just a lot of fluff. I'm like, I know that there's a deep story that is worth telling in here, or many, many cool stories. So again, with Dragon, the story behind that is we've been through this dark time, and not to ignore it, but to embrace it and use it to discover your inner warrior. And we all share a fierce love. We all share that together, even though we might not all agree with the same things. We all have hearts, and it should be love above all, right, Al?
Absolutely.
So embrace your inner warrior. Let's gather together and move forward together. So this is the whole story about dragon and warriors and letting your inner shine, right? So I'm thinking, like, what would be a cool thing? So we're doing fire spinning. We've got Lana Chromium, who is star of Skin Wars. We've got girls from the Face Off show that are coming in making silicone stick-ons. Like, it's an all-star crew. We've got, as I said before, Roddenberry joined forces as well. Like, it's just majestically come together. And it's all because I know that I wouldn't have any of this success on this journey if it wasn't for the tribe. Because every day we check in, other than Saturday and Sunday, but sometimes even Saturday and Sunday, we check in and we're like, what do you want? What do you think? What can we add? What do we change? And it's all growing together. So I'm so grateful. I am so grateful.
I have a question about the tribe, because you just mentioned the tribe. Tribe, I have this question for you. How did you come to the tribe? How do you know Gigi? Is it through Farscape? Is it through her music? And then Gigi, how do you think most people come to the tribe? Is it word of mouth on how it got started by the other members, or how do people find you?
I honestly, like, it's been we started, and there's like, some days there's 30, some days we had like 1,000, some days there's 50, some days 200. You just don't, it's really interesting. Like, someday I try to promote beautiful Paul. He has been an amazing moderator through the whole journey as well. He makes up posters. He posts on all the Farscape sites, which is amazing, because half the ones I try and apply for, and they're like, you're not Gigi.
Oh, no.
So it's like, I'm like, can I join the Farscape page? So he's been so amazing. I have to give him a huge thank you. And he advertises nonstop, which is great. So, and I try to, but I obviously Farscape has been the glue, and then we've all flourished from there. I believe Rescue Special Ops has brought a few people, and Tricky Business has brought a few people too. It's really like, that's why in the early days we tried to get as many different sci-fi celebs too, because then you get the integration of two different groups of
people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and I'm trying to do that as well. But when I do my interviews, like, I will research for like a week and a half before. You guys know what it's like. And it's not just anyone in that chat room is going to know more about because they're hardcore sci-fi fans, more about these people than you do. So I don't want to look like a ditz going, oh, sorry. So with Garrett Wong that came on, and like, you really want to know your biz. And I'm like, how much Star Trek do I have to watch?
That's a lot of Star Trek. And actually,
a lot of Star Trek.
You were on a Star Trek fan film. It was a very good episode, remember?
I loved it. Beautiful Vic Mignogna. I love him. I'm a huge fan of Star Trek Continues and those guys. As I said before, I'd never done a fan production, and I was super cautious. He's a dear friend, again, from the Comic-Con circuit, and he said, you got a crazy past. I'm going to write your script. I'm going to get a script sorted for you. I was like, yeah, we'll see. And then he did. And it's such a beautiful story. I read it, and I was like, done. And the love and the celebration that happens every moment on that set, like, they'll do more bloopers than real takes. And I'm so like professional, oh, we don't waste film, we don't waste, time, we don't waste whatever. And they're like applauding each other and doing backflips. I'm like, what is this? People having fun? It was beautiful. They're beautiful. And at the Comic-Cons, they would get huge crowds, and you can tell because Trekkies are super. They'll let you know if you're not, if your production isn't amazing, and they just have such a beautiful fan base as well. So massive respect for them.
There's so much chat right here because, everybody is telling us exactly how they came to know you. First off, Monkey was saying that you edited Kisses yourself and that she is so proud of you. And you had said any perk, and then Liv Man was like, any perk? Really? Ha ha ha. So Paul said, I got to meet Gigi at the Farscape cons many years ago, and she can't get rid of me. Ha ha. Monkey says, I know her from Farscape, and then she came to Iowa last July and finally got to meet her, and then I joined the tribe. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Brian says, I got to meet her once in Omaha, but then really got to connect with her when she went to Iowa. Oh, wow. And the Caitlin says, I stumbled across Rescue. During quarantine, I started following G on Instagram, found the tribe through that. Really cool. Rachel says, I found the tribe after G's voice in a DVD commentary. How obscure. Triggered my hey Siri, and then a smiley face. And then Monkey said,
so random.
I know, Rachel said, Monkey says, Rach, that is amazing. So wait, so Rachel, you heard Gigi's voice in a commentary and then it triggered you to check and see who she was? Did you know that? Gigi, did you know that?
Coming to find you, Rach. That is so random. Like, thanks, Siri. Yes.
That is crazy. So you guys continue to let us know how you came upon the tribe. And also, I have a good question for the people in the chat. What does the tribe mean to you? What is the tribe and what Gigi has created? What does this mean to you in your everyday life? Gigi, I know you've said this before, but we have a bunch of new people that are in. What does this mean to you in your everyday life?
Everything. They're everything. They've brought so much light in such a challenging time. They've reminded me that that we're all good and that we're safe, and they've been amazing. I don't think they'll ever know truly how life-changing our connection is, because as I said before, it's just been it's been a time. So Dragon is a huge tribute to all of us guys joining together and making something beautiful, because I honestly have no idea what I would have done without them. They are family. They know Sky back to front. So there are some Twitch sessions where it's just Sky going, Mummy Turtle Darko, for an hour, and they'll just sit there and be like, oh, she's just beautiful. Like, it's huge.
In some ways, I think this tribe that's been created organically through all of you guys, they're fans of you and you're now fans of them. And in some way, it's amazing to hear this story, because you've flourished through this whole thing. And you were at a point where you were saying that after the second season of the Henson show was not a go, you didn't know where to go, and this in a silver lining has now pushed you into a different direction.
100%.
And I've worked on fan films as well, and I've worked with professional films, and I would think that working with people that are fans that get it and get you is probably more is not as challenging as saying working with a director or somebody that's more seasoned and maybe say like, oh yeah, he's going through the motions and all. But when you're with people that are invested as much as you are, it seems like such a more glorious payoff. It's just like, oh my God, I'm working with people that are just as passionate about this project as I am. So I would think for you and for the tribe would be just amazing when you...
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like every night I'll go to bed and I'll be like, how can I make this better? How can I make this stronger? What other cool ideas do I have for Dragon? What is my next Comic Con that I can book? Like, Al.
Yeah, I love the cons.
That, like, right to, you saw how pregnant I was, and I was even complaining about my nether regions. I'm like, I can't even sit down. I don't know what's going on. But I'm still signing away. I was still taking the photo ops. I haven't stopped working a second. To the point where I was going into labor and I was still, on my eBay shop going, hey guys, here's a 10 by 8. Here's a,
Breathe through it.
Will not stop. Photo op. No. I have always looked after myself. I've always been very independent. I've always done, like my mum and dad have always said, you've got to work until you drop and then you get up and you work some more. That was dad. And mum's always like, pursue your passion, follow your bliss. So it's like a combination of those two things where you got to like work tirelessly to achieve your dreams, and then it will manifest. Like it's like 1 + 1, And the second that Bubba came out, before she was even a month old, I was on a plane with her to the UK to do the to do the sci-fi ball for the hashtag premiere. So, and literally every single weekend before and after that, I've been at Comic Cons or, creating things, or I haven't stopped, like to the point where I've, called mum and I'm like, I think I might need a break. And I want to make sure I'm there for Sky. She is my be all to end all. She's everything to me. Like, I don't want to be a mum where I don't see her or anything. So she has come with me every second. You see her out when we're signing autographs. She's
Prop
on my
right
lap,
on the table.
I'm literally breastfeeding as we're, signing and stuff. Like she's my universe. So I cannot wait to integrate her back into humanity again. Like, it's been such a trippy little year and a half. And for the first year, she was doing nonstop Comic Cons, and then we were in lockdown. So now we're slowly getting back out there, and I'm so happy. I am so happy, and I can't wait to give everyone a big cuddle. I just, it feels like it's going to be like a dream come true.
Oh, that's awesome. We have so much more chat here, and I know probably there is not a dry eye in the house, you guys. Rachel said the reason why is because of her Australian accent. It called up the Siri on my iPad. It was so random, but I loved it. And then Monkey says, in regards to the tribe, it is a safe place to go after a crappy day at work. It is fun and safe, and it is a family I didn't know I was missing. Paul said, the tribe makes my life not so boring. It is just a happy place. And then Caitlin said, Monkey couldn't have said it better, exclamation point. Monkey said, Sky is adorable. We love her, LOL. And then Rachel says, it could be knitting tea towels, G. You're so passionate about it, and that's what's contagious. We love you, and we'll be here to support you to the end of the earth. And then Brian said, Sky is in my photo ops with Gigi too. Oh, that is so awesome.
That's true.
That's
totally true.
You had just mentioned, you said that, you stay up late at night and you're like, oh, how can I make this better? How can I make this better? And what do you have to say to all, I should not even say fans, I should say family that is in the tribe right now? It's emotional. What would you say that you're going to do to make things going on in the tribe even more better as time goes on?
So this production company is called Little Empire Productions, and it's just that, like, we together are strong and beautiful and amazing. And I've got some really beautiful stories, and you guys know I've got 3 more very magical little songs that the guys know very well as well, that we want to do music videos for, because I want to keep telling stories, but I don't want to bite off too much than I can chew, because my ultimate is I've got this beautiful idea for a feature film that I would like to enter into Sundance. Like, it's got that vibe about it, and it's very, very special to me. But I'm like, for the last few little productions we've done, I've directed them. As Monkey said, I've edited them. So I'm learning as I go. I've always been so blessed rocking up on set and everything's taken care of for me. I literally get my hair and makeup done and start performing and everything. So for me to put it all together from beginning to, like, I'm literally kisses to Dragon to Closer. I'm driving the truck. I'm going to the rental houses. I'm going to the wings fitting. I'm going, like, every thread on every costume, every stroke of every paintbrush, everything is thought down to the absolute, specificity. There's no room for, it's like, okay, I'm designing with these amazing people that are masters of the art, as I said, Lana Chromium from Skin Wars, getting painted from head to toe, getting transformed from a human to a dragon. Like, how cool is that? So we workshop every single little thing together. And then I come back to the tribe and I'm like, guys, check this out. So they're making it, we're doing this together. It's not, I am so lucky to have this connection with us all, but we're all in this production together, and I want to continue to make these beautiful stories. So we've got Dragon, we've got a cover of Love is a Stranger, which is super cool, a song called Science Fiction, another original called Get Down, and then they're my little teasers so I can wrap my head around how to really successfully produce a beautiful production. Like, all the music videos are shot on a next to nothing budget, but to me, when I look at it, it looks spectacular, and that's what I want to keep doing. I want to stay true to the grassroots. We don't want to lose the integrity of selling out to a big production company. This is our baby that we want to develop together and keep making beautiful stories. So they know I gush over them all the time, and I will continue to do so. I would not, the first thing that comes out of my mouth always to people that come up to the table or at Comic Cons, full stop, is like, thank you so much, guys, because there's no way I'd be sitting right here right now unless it was for you guys, and you know that and I know that, and there's not a moment in the day that I don't know that.
Wow. Now, Gigi, you had mentioned Dragon Con. When is the next Dragon Con? And for those of you guys that are in the chat that are part of the tribe, are you guys going to go to Dragon Con, and are you going to go see Gigi in real life?
A lot of them are meeting for the first time at Dragon Con, and I'm literally like coercing people every day on the tribe, going, come on. So Dragon Con is Labor Day weekend. We shoot the music video on the 23rd of July, which gives me a month to edit it. As I said, I'll probably be editing it all by myself like I did with Kisses. So it's going to be super tight, but I will never release anything unless it's absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to be doing the premiere there. I'm doing several panels over the different days. One panel obviously is just devoted to Dragon and the Twitch tribe and Kisses. And one of the perks of the Indiegogo is if you become a producer, then I would like to invite you up to join me on this panel, so you can tell everybody about your experience and where we've come from and where we're going. So a lot of the guys are going to be there. Hopefully Cybertronic Spree, which is another connection that I made over Twitch, are going to be there. They're the big Transformer. They all dress up as Transformers, and they're rock stars. They're amazing. And they perform like on the main stage for the main event at Dragon Con. I was like, I don't understand how we've all done Dragon Con so many times. We keep missing each other. I said, you know what? Next time Dragon Con happens, let's do something together, because we've got to celebrate. And like, we thought it would never come. Well, looks like they're coming to Dragon Con. We're hoping that they're going to be performing. And I said, if you are performing, can I please come up with my dragon wings on and my warrior headdress and like as much body paint as the tribe can paint me with, and do a cover of Dragon in My Soul to celebrate the premiere? They're like, done. So, so I'm hoping that they're allowing musical acts this year. They're still trying to figure it out with all the new rules and regulations. But if Cybertronic Spree are performing, I'm right up there with them with my dragon wings on.
Oh, that is so cool. We have so much chat. Are you guys
going to go to Dragon Con?
We have so much chat right now.
I want to go.
Paul says, I will be at Dragon Con. I would not miss the Dragon premiere. Caitlin says, doing my best to go. I can't wait! Exclamation point. Monkey says, I am! Exclamation point. It's going to be epic. Big letters, and there will be hugs and tears. I cannot wait. And Rachel says, at Dragon Con in spirit for the other side of the world. I cannot wait to hear the stories! Exclamation point. Monkey says, blah ha 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 ha. Backstage body painting. LOL.
Uh-oh.
And Brian is still working on it. So that's awesome. For those of you like me who do not know, I have two questions. Gigi, where is Dragon Con, and can you tell us a little bit about it? Because for those of you who are watching in the chat who don't know about it, might be a good thing to go to. And then for those of you in the tribe, what I want to know is, what is it about Gigi? What is the thing about Gigi that makes you hold on so tenaciously to her. What are her characteristics that make you love her so much? Because we haven't
What
seen
makes
chat
you
like
go
this.
gaga
What
over
makes
Gigi?
you go gaga over Gigi? We want to know. And then while you guys are doing that, Gigi, tell us a little bit about Dragon Con, because I don't know that much about it personally. So I'm sure a lot of people out there don't.
It's in Atlanta.
Oh, is it? See, I didn't even know that.
It's in Atlanta.
Okay.
Over Labor Day weekend, it's about 80,000 people.
Wow.
The panels go 24 hours. So you go from, there's a beautiful walk of fame where you go in and you can, like any celebrity goes there. And the cool part about it is that all the talent stays either at the Sheraton, the Marriott, the Hyatt, the Hilton. So you see at the convention, you see everyone hanging out after, at the parties or at the bar or at the restaurants and stuff. Like it is, everyone is dressed up. So they had this thing.
When is Labor Day this year?
I don't know.
It's in between August and September.
Oh, okay.
Right?
There you go, August and
Okay.
September.
It's that crossover. It's that weekend that crosses over. So I think, right, I better get that date right. I rock up and everyone's gone. I'm like, guys, singing
Am I
my
early or
dragon
am I
song.
late?
Singing.
And they have the parades too.
They have the huge parade as well. It's spectacular. And they have a big cosplay competition. Every year that I've been there with that amount of people, there's never been any nonsense. Everyone is just so loving and it is packed. And like it's you'll go out to the IHOP or to the Benihana or to the whatever within the city, and all you see is Princess Leia and Klingons and stormtroopers and and Yodas and stuff like that. And it's funny if you stay the day after. It's kind of depressing because the humans start coming in, the air hostesses and, the pilots and whatever. And you look at them like they're the aliens because all you've seen is aliens for 5 days straight kind of thing. It's really spectacular. It's well worth it. You should definitely check it out in Atlanta. Yes.
Oh, that's so funny. And Paul says, Gigi is special. She brings so much light and kindness everywhere she goes. No one else quite like her. She is also delightfully quirky. And then Johnny says, wee, fun times, exclamation point. Monkey says, you are so right, Paul. So you just have such a devoted audience like we probably have never seen before.
Yeah, it's a major fan base.
Mm-hmm. And actually I wanted to bring this up too because you and Gigi had just talked about it, about the love and the support and everything in this family. You did what Gigi was talking about, love above all. Can you explain to people, because you guys have referred to it, but nobody explained exactly what it was to the chat?
Okay, so basically it's something that I started last year, and it was during lockdown, and it was like, and I was like Gigi, I wanted to see people, and I was like, but I also wanted to have a message where the country was so divided, and then I was like coming up with different ideas of what I would do, and I reached out to my celebrity friends and family, and I said, would you like to be a part of this, where you basically create your own sign with the hashtag, it was hashtag love above all 2020. Just to cement the times, and Gigi was like, yeah, I'll do that, sure. And pretty much I got a lot of people to do it. I got Doug Jones to do it. I got Kevin Smith to do it, and where Kevin Smith comes, so does Jason Mewes. And I got a variety of Greg Grunberg and a bunch of different people that were like, I totally want. I believe in that theme of love above all. So I was like, they were like, yeah, I'll definitely do it. And some people couldn't do it because they were out of town and stuff. I think I'm going to do it again this year. And the great thing was that I said, no cost to you other than the paint or the crayons or whatever. I will come to you. I will drive to you, or we can meet somewhere, or shoot in your home, and it'll take like moments of your time. I'll shoot it up and post it up on Getty Images, and just share it throughout the world to your fan base and to your friends and family. And I just thought it would be something good to divert your attention and to bring all this love and attention and solidarity to everyone. And some people, they were like, oh my God, this is great. It's like, especially if you had like a younger TikTok crowds and the younger influencers, it was just something that was united to all. And I just thought that love rises above everything else, above divisions and above this and above that. And I just thought it was a universal message that everyone can share in.
And so you went over to Gigi's house?
We actually met at a park. We met at a park, a beautiful park in the valley near her house. And because she could take out MacGyver and Ooby Dooby.
Ooby Dooby?
Ooby Dooby!
Who is Ooby Dooby, you guys?
Ooby Dooby is Skywalker's dad. And it was like probably the first time we got out. We're like, oh, what's out there in the world, because it was like right in the middle of the lockdown, wasn't it? And it was so nice to get out to the park. We went to Lake Balboa Park with MacGyver. MacGyver's our dog. He's a 12-year-old golden retriever. We have MacGyver and we have Zip McFly and Digit McQueen. Oh, sorry, Digit McFly and Zip. These names are so ridiculous. 2 rescue cats. One of them's actually moved to the neighbor's house. I don't know what. Like we'll walk around the block and she'll just stare from the neighbor's, thing and back at us. But all of our animals have character names, and yeah, it was very, very special. Definitely, I've got it stuck to my office door on the other side, but I dare not go out there because I know Sky. As soon as I go out there, she'll be like, "Mom!"
Oh no! So you made your sign. You made your own sign.
Yeah, everyone was to make their own signs.
I made it with Sky.
Yeah.
And I put her handprint on it and I put her footprint on it. And it was the first thing that I actually ever made with Sky. So that was pretty special too. She was like, Mom, what are you doing? Painting all over her foot and sticking it on there.
Oh, that's so cute.
We'll get ready to do it again because I think we're going to hit you up again. We're going to want to do it again because I still think that's another message that we still want to convey to the world out there, because and especially now that you from since then to now, where you've created this tribe and stuff, maybe you can get some of your peeps to do it too.
They would do it. They're probably doing it right now. That's how these guys are so amazing that like I'll blink and like it's already happened. I'm like, huh? Oh, you guys are awesome. Like the love and support is amazing. Oh,
that's awesome. Well, now, if people were to, follow your career, follow you on social media, join your tribe, join your Zoom, get involved in Twitch, how would they do all of that with you?
Okay, so over social media, it's my funny, weird name, Gigi Edgley, Gigiedgley. It's a bit of a mouthful. Instagram, someone took my name, so I'm the Gigi Edgley. It sounds a bit tossy, but that's what it is because I can't get my name. I have a website which is gigiedgley.com. It has all the links to every single thing: Twitch, to Patreon, to hashtag, to Nexus, to the show reels, to all the fun stuff. But the Twitch tribe, we all hang out Los Angeles time, 5:00 Monday to Friday for an hour. And as I said, we play music, we play games, we do watch parties. Today we're doing a watch party of Rescue Special Ops episode 4, if anyone's keen on it. It's an Australian show that I did. And that's me really. And I would love it if you check out the Indiegogo. We have 6 days left.
So there's still time to contribute.
Like that if you want to share it, if you want to contribute, we have amazing perks. You can come on and be a producer, you can come and do a set visit, you can get 3-hour footage of Lana painting me from head to toe, from a human to a dragon. We have jackets, shirts, whatever. And if you have suggestions, let us know and we shall put them up there as well. So if you look up Dragon in My Soul on Indiegogo, it'll come right up for you. And I'm so grateful for everyone. All the love, all the good vibes, right back at you.
You know, we have had such an awesome time that we didn't even get to Farscape on Amazon. So you guys, I just want to mention really quick, if you're interested in seeing Gigi on Farscape, you can find this right on Amazon. You can find Farscape, the complete series collection, DVD, set seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4, available on DVD right here on Amazon. You can also rent it on Amazon Prime if you're interested in seeing Gigi in Farscape.
Yeah, this is the 15th anniversary too.
Oh, 50th anniversary. This is a limited edition, special edition that you can find right here. So we encourage you to check it out and other projects that she has done right here on Amazon and Amazon Prime. Thank you so so much. Didn't we have an
Yay.
awesome time?
We did, and it was a little
Thank you,
heartfelt
guys.
too. It was so nice.
This is probably the most emotional one,
Yeah.
and thank you guys so much. The family that you have that was in the chat today. Thank you guys, Monkey and Johnny, everybody that was in there were so contributing. We've never really had that before. I don't think to that degree.
This is why I love